Remember this album that showed up on everyone's phones a while ago? I had my mom asking me if it was a virus. Well, this is not a virus. Many viruses do exist. Commonly, people see these websites while scrolling online, even when typing .net instead of .com at the end of a website. These websites contain viruses which are malicious and can harm your computer. But how do they work?
In order to understand how viruses work, we need to understand a bit about how computers work. Here's a jail cell containing passwords, contacts, photos, and other sensitive data, which the spy is trying to break into. However, the cop will not let this happen. He is the colonel who stops bad people from accessing sensitive information. Sometimes the cop gets tricked by the spy. The user sends in Grandma, who wants to check in on her secure data. The cop assumes that this Grandma is who she says she is and lets her into the cell. Little does the cop know that the Grandma was the spy. This is what a Trojan does. It disguises itself as another piece of software to be ran by a user thinking that the Trojan is something else. This is a form of social engineering. Other forms of social engineering include phishing, where something like a password is asked to be provided by someone pretending to be that company. After the spy or the virus has infiltrated the jail cell, it has access to the rest of the computer and can tell itself to recreate itself, collect data, or encrypt files and hold them for ransom, which is ransomware. For the spy, getting into the jail cell to access the data may be easy, but how can the spy sneak out to get the data back to spy headquarters without being detected by cybersecurists? As the spy tries to sneak back to its headquarters, cybersecurists chase them down, trying to prevent data from ending up in their hands. In real life, sensitive data transmits through the internet back to malicious servers where passwords, contacts, photos, and other sensitive data can be stored. If the data is able to get back to the spy's malicious server and the malicious software is a virus or it is set to replicate itself, it goes to the other buildings and tries to steal their important data. If people in cybersecurity cannot prevent the spy or the virus from getting users' personal data back to their headquarters or server, then this cycle will continue, causing people's personal data to be at risk. Most targeted are hospitals because money is spent towards preventing real viruses like COVID, not digital ones. As a result, many technologies are not updated and are vulnerable to digital viruses and other malware or spies in this analogy. When it comes to personal data, cybersecurity becomes vital to keeping your information and computer safe. This is why cybersecurity is so important, although often overlooked as people do not understand malware and viruses' prevalence.